Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura if you're new to the channel, and anything of any importance or relevance to the channel you'll find in the description box, such as all important links. So if you are someone that is looking to do some shadow healing, you want to definitely check out my description box because my website link is in there, and there's a lot of free resources on my website. My Patreon link is in that description box, which has my Psychic Soul Shadow Healing program in it. For $7.99 a month, you get inner child healing, shadow healing, reparenting, and all the tools for healing the effects of trauma. It never before has there ever been a program like this. Really proud of it. We really dive deep into what the shadows are and how to integrate your shadows and how to tell what your shadows are and to tell where you're blocked. It's something that I feel is imperative in today's day and age that we learn about how to clear ourselves, how to heal ourselves. And when I say heal, we're not just healing the psychological and the emotional aspects of the trauma, we're really clearing the perceptions of our psychic mind. When we go through experiences that are traumatic, they distort our perception about who we are and the world around us. And then our behaviorisms and habits are in alignment with those spiritual blocks. So my readings are shadow reading healings as well. Do I look and see what your person did? Of course. And how they feel about you? Yeah, because that's important information to know. However, a lot of times when we're connected to someone, they don't act the way, they don't act as if they really care a lot of times. When we're dealing with a soul mate, sometimes they show us the exact opposite of what they should be showing us. And it's not because there's no feeling, but it's because, again, the psychological and emotional block will make that person overcompensate or undercompensate in their behaviorisms because of their limited core belief. So when we understand where we're blocked and we're dealing with somebody that is mirroring our energy, we actually change the dynamic. When we change our behaviorisms and our habits, we ultimately change the environment. We change the environment because people react and respond to what you show them. And a lot of times, even to what you don't show them, a lot of times you trigger them. Like goes to like. You're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. So when we attract people to us that trigger us, or we trigger them, that it's a spiritual connection. It's a spiritual relationship a lot of times. So the answer to deal with these situations is always with balance, and that is not to do to be too nice or to be too harsh. Usually that's what that means. We have to come from a place of unconditional love, but that's mainly through coming through a place of unconditional love through how we're viewing ourselves first and foremost. If we don't like who we are, if we don't honor who we are, then the people that we deal with are not going to honor who we are. They're not going to treat us the way that we desire to be treated. They're going to treat us the way that we unconsciously showed them. Because people tend to show people how to treat them unconsciously through how much they give, through how much they do. And when people elevate themselves because they have an ego, and the shadow part of their mind is their ego, well, then they're going to not look at you through a balanced perception either. Like, oh, this person is a humble person, this person's a nice person, this person's a generous person. They're going to look at it as like you're a maid. This is what, you're supposed to be my slave. You're supposed to, because they've elevated themselves, and they've elevated themselves because of the lack that they feel inside of themselves. So the lack is how we know that there's a shadow, when we don't like something about ourselves, when we feel that something's defective, not good enough, not enough, when we perceive the situation about ourselves or anything really through like a very negative perception, this is how we know we have a shadow. And that's how we know that we need to look at the behaviorisms, because what was built during a time of survival, when you were in a place that you needed to survive, and emotional survival is the same as physical survival, well, then what happens is that those behaviorisms obviously stay with you regardless of whether you need them or not. You can move out of your situation and not be around someone that's emotionally manipulative, but you will continue to view that the people that you deal with as emotionally manipulative, because unconsciously you're looking for it, and all of it goes on like subconsciously. And so when we have these spiritual blocks that keep us in a place of limitation and in a place of fear, ultimately, that is why we detach from ourselves, because it doesn't feel good. But when we detach from ourselves, then we have problems set in our relationships. We have problems with intimacy, and intimacy as in trust. And so then again, our behaviorisms are built on that, which is why everything becomes a karmic loop. That's why the relationship situations mirror the same. And that's what actually ultimately keeps us in a place of feeling that we can't have, which makes us not feel good about ourselves. So to understand fully what the shadows are, it's I had to explain that because a lot of people don't really know. They just, it's new age mumbo jumbo. They know that it's parts of them, but they don't realize that we're living in the age of Aquarius, that we're able to heal our life. We're able to change our life depending on what we do. So without further ado, if you want to enter into winning free reading with me, you need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video today is going to be synthesis, synthesis, synthesis. And what I'm feeling is that you are in connection with somebody that is looking for a sign. Like you're in separation from them and they're looking for, like I said, a sign. They want to talk to you. They don't think that you want to talk to them. I'm actually feeling, Virgo, that you don't really want to talk to them. I feel like you waited for someone for quite a long time, to the point that you don't have feelings for them anymore. So, like you said, ironically, I believe that this person didn't want to listen to their intuition, tends to look at things very logically, and wanted to strategize how they deal with you. Um, they don't really want to come to you. They don't want to apologize. They want you to come to them. Now, I don't know why I'm feeling all that information, but they're actually holding on to like a cognitive dissonance. They want you, but they want you on their terms. And what I feel like is that their terms aren't really fair, and they don't really care. And that's the thing there. But here it is, they're looking for a sign. They're looking for like an in. They're looking to come to you at the time. So be careful, because if you're going through any type of time like in your life where you're vulnerable, that like this is when this person would show up in your life. Like, or if something is happening in your life, then they're going to show up in your life. They want to come to you, there's in essence at the right time. So this is why they're like looking for a sign. But I feel like it's nothing but procrastination on the same level. So like they're looking for a sign and to be intuitive, and they want to hold on to you, but they don't really want to be committed, and they don't want to seem vulnerable, and they don't want to seem, so there's this energy that I just, like I said, don't like and don't really understand. So we're going to look and see about what's going on in your situation. Okay, I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Shadow Love deck, and then we're going to look at the triggers. We're going to pull 3 and 3. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Games. There's a sense that they don't really want to give you what you want, and they know what you want, but they like this little cat and mouse game, and they like it antagonizing. It makes them feel good. But the truth of the matter is, I don't feel like that's who you are. And so they're kind of, like you said, looking for a sign. It's like this person likes their ego fed. Again, facing it, and there won't be a thing where if you try and talk to them, and where I feel like you have tried to talk to them, they don't want to look at what they do. They refuse. They deflect. When a person deflects, what they're doing is they project. I'm kind of feeling like this person's a narcissist, and I say that because when I tap into them, there's a sense of they have feelings for you, but it's all about them. They don't think about your needs at all. Like there's that energy, and that's why I said the whole games and like you trying to have a conversation. The problem with the narcissist is that they want you to be vulnerable, but then they don't want they don't want to be there for you emotionally, and they'll be resentful to you if you make them feel as if you need to have them emotionally. And that's really what I'm feeling. I'm feeling a lot of games here. Like I said, just a lot of games, because it's like a narcissist. It's more or less they feel that that such a deep lack within inside of themselves that they need people to continuously feed their energy continuously. So they don't really want to seem vulnerable at all because they're already coming from a place of lack, distant. So, and they manipulate like by emotionally not giving you anything. Might feel that they're there, but they're not there. They're always like distant, off somewhere. Like either you feel like thinking about someone else, giving energy to someone else, but here they are. They're gonna like act like they really want to be with you. They're gonna act as if they would like really care about you. But it's like they want you for what you can give them. And they may associate this with love, but this is the energy. And I hate to draw such a ugly picture, but I'm looking at shadows. And so, like I said, when you're with a person that likes what you look like and they haven't invested any time in you, everything is fantasy, everything is lust. And so I feel like this person departmentalizes, and that is what a narcissist does. They departmentalize. They have one person that is doing all the work for them and is creating like this sense of family sometimes, or relationship. And then they have someone else that they fantasize and that they breadcrumb, keep on the side. And so there's a sense like, I feel like this is what your person wants. They want to be able to do this. It's again lies. And this is just lies and manipulating to get what they want. And I feel like they lie and they manipulate, not just to you, but to everybody, because this person doesn't come from their true self. They come from the mask part of themselves. And the mask part of themselves is the part of self which has the behaviorisms and the habits. And the habits here are lies and playing games. Like I have one foot in, one foot out. It's like I want to make you feel like I care about you so much. But really I'm not going to really give anything. I'm not really going to invest. I don't want you to go anywhere, however. And I know that this is triggered, and then that's the thing. And then it's like if you say something to them, they twist it back around on you, like you're judging me. You're like now all of a sudden they're the victim. And that's the thing. It's like they continuously won't face, like, face what they do to you. Like they won't really look at themselves either to like heal what needs to be healed. They'd rather play the game and suck your energy. Because this person doesn't really know what love is, I feel like. That their way to like have love is really distorted. It's yeah, because it's like forgotten. And that's the thing. It's like, unless you really overgive and ignore yourself, well, then they're going to act like that you're forgotten them. But the truth of the matter is that I'm not seeing them give you anything emotionally. What I feel is that this is someone that wants to be in your life, or at least did. This is what has transpired. Um, And I don't like that because, like I said, it's like it's one-sided. It's kind of like where they create the illusions that I really do care, but it's not really, they don't really have these deep feelings. Like I said, and it's because they don't invest. So in their mind, they may think that they're investing, but they're not really investing because they don't put time in, especially if they're putting time into other places. And I feel like this person doesn't want to be committed. And they know that that's what you want. And they're like, well, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to hold back. I'm going to play games. I'm going to do that. And like you said, I'm not seeing that there's anyone in their life, but I'm feeling they don't want a commitment to you. And I feel like they have people around them. So it's like, I'd like to keep my options open. I really don't want to keep, like, it's very narcissistic behavior. And like you said, if you like question them, they're going to be defensive. They're not going to look at like what they say. They're going to project. They're going to deflect and project everything that you do onto them and then become the victim, which is why I said that you're dealing with a narcissist because they're not willing to look at anything. So it's like it keeps you around and around and around and around and around and around circle, which is what they want. They don't want to give you anything, but they don't want you to move on. So what's the best way to do that is to keep a person stuck. And so if you have feelings for them, which is what they're betting on, then they can be like, well, I'm gonna lie. And then I'm gonna try and make you feel bad. I'm going to lie and create illusions to make you really think that I do care. And then if you say something to me, I'm going to be defensive. I'm not really going to face it. I'm going to say that you're judging me when really I play games. The games really is I'm distant so that you'll feel forgotten about. So you stay hooked on me. This is why I don't really want to come back the way that I should come back, which is apologetic and saying like I'm sorry I haven't been around, or I'm sorry, or really show you how they feel. It's like, no, I need for like there to be like, a sign. I need for there to be now again distracted. I need you to be distracted so that you're not, maybe you won't really remember what has like transpired. I don't really want you to see what that I did so that I can continue to gaslight. Again, to keep you not, again, constrained, which is I don't really want to give you. I have feelings for you. But it's like I don't really want to do anything. I like the fact that you continually giving to me. It's like, and that's why I said that you're dealing with a narcissist. That's very one-sided. It's very grossly. I'm gonna pull one more. Even though I'm like again, haunted. And because I'm feeling like you walked away from them, they are haunted. But they're haunted not because it's like, oh, I realize what I did. It's more or less like you're not here and you not playing this role makes me have to look at myself and make me feel very uncomfortable. And it makes me feel very uncomfortable because I can't manipulate the situation, number one. And number two, it's like I have to come back and offer you something. I don't want to do that. I would rather look for a sign. I want to come back when it's easy or to do that. And it's like, when I feel like I really can't let go, and I feel like you can't just spell out it's self-righteousness. And that is this person is self-righteous, which is like I don't feel like I should have to come back and apologize to you, but I have feelings for you. I have feelings for you because of what I perceive that I also perceive that you were going to be a certain way and you're not showing me that. And so it's about their ego, which is why I feel that they're haunted because they are somebody that's very self-righteous. Like I believe that you are so madly in love. I believe that you were so head over heels that you would be devastated. And you weren't. And it's again exhibitionist. So it's again like this person also feels as if, you get a lot of the spotlight, that you get a lot of attention, people like you. So it's not just I feel like a lot of you Virgos doing stuff within your life, and being that you're doing stuff within your life, they're like, well, I want that spotlight. That should be me. People should perceive me like that. And so you're actually triggering this person where they're jealous of you. So they're not only like you walked away and you made them perceive the situation from a different perspective, which is they don't like, they're also like, like I have feelings for you, but I'm jealous. And that's like I said, I always say there's a fine line between love and hate. And that's what I see here. Like this person has feelings for you, but they're very damaged because they want what they want. And they want what they want, not really 100% for the right reasons. They like what you're doing. They like maybe who you're friends with, like what you can do for them. Again, it's like, which is, you're not gonna offer to give so much if they have to come back. If they are the ones that have to come back, they have to be humble. They have to be, and they're like, they don't really want to do that. I'm gonna pull just one more. Again, withdrawn, and so, but they feel like you withdrawing from them, which I feel like is what's panicking them because they're like, they don't want you to move forward. So there's a lot of different emotions going on inside this individual that is connected to you. They have feelings, but you trigger them. They don't really want to give anything. But then they don't want you to move on. So we need to say with a situation that's best like this, because we will look and also see what they're going to do. In spite. But the most important here when we're looking at the shadows is we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? What do you need healing in? Because this is a person that has feelings for you, but is not a nice person. Like someone that is like wants to own you and take from you, but never really give anything. So we'll want to look at the trauma. We have to look at the inner child wounds because I have to call it as for what it is. This person is arrogant. They're arrogant where they, again, they're very strategic in how they're trying to come back. So that where they're like, again, the whole constraint thing of where it's like, I kind of want to keep you for myself. And they're haunted again because of, look, you're going to get attention. Maybe you get attention, you get noticed, you have a life, a fun life. It's like, why should you have that? That's what I should have. They don't want to look at their stuff, like you said. Mm-mm. So we have to say again, organized chaos. Organized chaos. I feel what creates organized chaos, a lot of times we grow up in a home where like it's really imbalanced, but one parent is very dominant and in control and balanced. When I'd say like don't really want to say balanced because they're not really balanced because emotionally one person doing everything in the household does not make it balanced when there's two people. You know, two people make a partnership, create balance. It's not all about doing for one person. So I feel like the organized chaos was that, again, being dominated by a parent because a parent had to do everything. And so you didn't have a say, you didn't have a right. They didn't care about what you wanted, what you needed. It's what they felt you wanted and needed. And so there's a trauma there because it's not like this person doesn't want to give you anything. They do. However, they want to be comfortable at the level that they're giving it. They feel like they know what's best for you without taking the time to get to know you. And that's narcissistic energy. And narcissists, a lot of times that is organized chaos. They have, again, a distorted perception of what relationships are because it's coming from not their true self, not their higher self. They don't even know who that is. It's going to come from the mask part of themselves, and the mask part of themselves has all those behaviorisms of control and because of, again, abuse. Right. So that tells me that you grew up in an environment with a very dominant parent that was not a nice parent a lot of times. And it could be because they were stressed out. It doesn't all necessarily mean that there was drug addiction or alcohol or just not a good, like, I felt just now like relationship, like a parent was in one relationship and then another relationship, and then sometimes kids will bounce back and forth from, parent to parent. And then there was organized chaos because there was a lot of craziness going on, not really when you were with the parent, but how the parents dealt with each other. And like when you got to see that parent, like you said, and it was kind of, it didn't matter what you needed. It didn't matter what was going on in your life. What took precedence was like the dominating parent, what the dominating parent said that you needed to do, how you needed to do it, regardless of how that was going to make you feel, is what I feel. And it is a form of abuse, emotional abuse, when our parent never takes into consideration like our feelings, our wants, our needs, our desires. They only look at us as if we're an extension of them. And that's what I feel like your person is a narcissist. No, I shouldn't say your person, but the person that's connected to you in this story, Virgo, is a narcissist. They look at everything only from their point of view. They're very selfish. Now, some people might say, oh, maybe they're just immature. No, I don't really feel that that's it because, like I said, you stir up jealousy in them because of, again, the attention that you get. They want to control you and dominate you. And because they can't, they're haunted. So that tells me, again, that there's a trigger there. There's a trigger there for them. But we have to say, again, why would you attract that person? Well, you grew up in an environment that it was abusive. Now, you can define that abusive. This is a collective reading. So that could be a parent that was emotionally didn't give a shit about what your feelings were, and you felt like constrained by their rules, their obligations, how to live, how to think, how to be. And now this person's coming into your life and they're kind of like, well, you can do this for me, and I'm not really going to think about you at all. So you have to say, but For those of you that are like, well, I still kind of want to know what this person feels. So we'll have to look at the hidden truths, because just because they want to control and they, when we look at all the wounds, that doesn't mean that that's really how they feel. On the surface, they could be like, I really care about this person. However, what we see is you should not be with this person because that this would be a reoccurring karmic cycle. Can you shapeshift this situation? I don't think so, because I feel like the person's very damaged. But we can definitely pull in energy to integrate the situation to create more balance. But to satisfy our ego, we will look and see, pull 3 cards just to see, like, what is this person's hidden truths about you? Finding out the truth crushed me. Again, and I feel like that's like they thought that you were going to be like head over heels for them. They thought that they were going to pull back and you were going to chase them. They really thought that you were someone else. And I feel like narcissists tend to do that. They don't take the time to get to know. They perceive through their own distorted perceptions. And when they actually saw that you were someone of worth and quality on top of it, when I feel like they first met you, they didn't see everything either. They perceived you how they perceive everyone else. Now they perceive you in this great light. That's why they're like, oh, I want to just run into you. I want to make it easy. I want to, like, I need a sign how I can approach you. But it, like, what it is like, you were right there. I could have been with you. Like, I see you for who you are now. And now it's crushing me. It's crushing me on how I acted. So they are kind of looking at that, but I still feel like what it is it's like I perceived you as like beneath me before, so I didn't care. Now I see that you're someone that you're going to be in the spotlight, and I want that. I like, it's like I want to be in the spotlight. I want to be that. You're taking that from me. It's like so I kind of want that. I want like who you are, what you have, more than who you are. I bury myself in work to forget you. It's, again, this person is still like, I'm gonna try and manipulate you so you come back to me, so that you give to me. It's like that's why I'm looking for a sign, but I don't want to seem vulnerable. I don't want to seem weak. So they know, if you know where you put your mind, obviously is what is going to keep them focused. So that's what's giving them the strength. I wish I could share my good news with you. Like, I think that this person, like I said, is making changes in their life, but I don't think that there are changes internally. I think there are changes externally, and that they have news, and that they, again, it's all about them. I want you here for me. I wish I could share my good news with you, like, and tell you what's been going on in my life, because, I miss what you did for me. You were a friend, you were kind, you were loving, you made me feel good. But again, you're not going to make this easy on me, and I need for you to do that. And so see that you're not doing it, and it's crushing me. And that's why I stay occupied and I lose myself in work, to not have to reach out and hope that I see a sign or a synchronicity or something, and this person is just avoidant. It's like I want it, but I don't. They sit on the fence about it with this wish-washy energy. And that's why, because they don't do the work, they don't do the healing work. So they'll always come from the mask part of themselves, creating illusions for people to think, and then it's not. And you'd be right, because living by this person's rules would be completely organized chaos, because it's only about them, and what drives them is whatever mood they're in, like a narcissist. So it's either about them and you making them feel good and life is good, or you're just not, or I'm going to ignore you, I'm going to give you nothing. Very like organized there. Affirmation, I listen to myself and acknowledge my needs. I assert myself and retain my power. I am brave and gentle. I don't have to be afraid of others. I respect myself and am respected by others. So it's again knowing that um, you listen to yourself and what you like, if it feels wrong, it is wrong, and that but like you do have power. That's the whole thing with the narcissist. The narcissist needs to be with someone weak that doesn't know their worth, that doesn't have a sense of self. And again, when you know who you are and you live by your truth of who you are respected by other people. So you see that people do care about you, people do love you. This person would like to, like you said, use your energy for themselves. And that is this is bad. So that's why Spirit says, no, it's about you, listening to yourself and continuing to do what you're doing, because this is what's crushing this person. They wanted you to be crushed. They wanted you to come back running. You're not coming back and running. You're like, my life is not bad. It's like you're like okay with this separation. And that's why they're haunted, because it's like their little game like backfired on them. They thought that they were gonna play all these games to keep you stuck, and that's not what happened. Now they're stuck. They played all these games to keep you stuck, and now they are stuck, and that's going to be the title of this video. And I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. Until next time, be true to you. Always love yourself. Bye-bye.